Hello, everyone. Well, the end is here. This is study week, and now it's time to prepare for finals. I'm gonna give my last presentation to you guys. It was really nice interacting with you guys in the live lectures, and I hope to see you guys around one day. And keep working hard. And so today we're gonna be talking about preparing for finals and how to optimize study week because this is your last week. Some of you might have finals on next Monday, which means that your finals are in exactly 1 week, and that means you have like 6 days to really study for them. So let's get into it. Two important questions: how to prepare for finals and how to survive finals week. The second question is, well, what do you mean by survive finals week? Well, if you have a lot of exams and maybe in the spur of 3 days, you might burn out, and your last exam on the third day is going to be a poor performance. We don't want that to happen. We want a solid effort and solid performance on every single exam. So I'm going to discuss a little bit about that as well. Okay, so typically I would ask you, what are some strategies you're using this week to study for finals? A lot of people talk about breaking their time up, um, planning out their studying in advance, and some of you guys might be saying, "I'm going to be cramming. I'm not going to really prepare at all." And we're going to talk about which are some tips to studying, and maybe what are some things to avoid. The basic, like I just did today. I admit it's only Monday. I probably should have done it a couple days before. I just got a piece of paper and I wrote down my final schedule. So know your final schedules. You don't want to be the person that misses their finals. The next thing you know, you got to take the class over again just because of a silly mistake. So write down your final schedule. It can be found in the syllabus, and then also it can be found on my.unlv in the enrollment tab. You could check, and it's gonna be on the left side. Where once you click the enrollment tab, you're gonna say my final schedule. Okay, make a study plan, a hierarchy. You know what classes are really hard. That those are the classes you're going to put a lot more time in. And you know the classes that may be a little bit easier. For instance, especially as in the first couple years of your undergrad, there was like this one class where it's really easy and you kind of can just throw it to the side and study maybe a couple of days before and be fine. But there might be another class, it's a hard class, you gotta study every single day and just keep grinding to get a good result. So make that hierarchy so it's kind of a prioritization list. Have your priorities. If this is my hard class, I need to put more hours in it compared to my easy class. Once you make your hierarchy, chunk out some study times. So, for instance, Monday through Friday, but not because you're going to watch the video on Monday, hopefully, Tuesday through Sunday. You're going to want to study maybe in 2 hour chunks every single day. So, maybe you want to go from 10 to 12, take 1 hour break, 1 to 3, just break your time up and just, and also don't burn out. So, that's what my next leads to my next point. Take breaks. So if you're studying really hard, you're writing notes, you're reading stuff, you're revisiting your old exams, take a break because your brain can only take in so much at one time. And earlier, in one of my presentations, I discussed about memory. If you just keep taking in, a lot of stuff won't stick. So take breaks, take brain breaks, eat some good food, drink some water, stay hydrated, and let your brain recover while you're learning. And the next point is kind of is covered by my camera, but it says, "Do your best and accept the results. Try not to stress." This one, you might say, that's really easy to say, try not to stress and just accept the results. But this is my little philosophy as this is my third year at UNLV. Once you start to mature as a student, you start to realize that if you worked hard, the stress levels will just naturally decrease. You might be nervous the day of the exam, but just realize you put your best effort in, and whatever happens, happens, but you try your best. And if you have to retake a class, you have to retake a class. Just accept the results. Not one single exam defines you, and it does not define your success. So just try your best, put your best foot forward and your best effort in leading to the preparation and preparing for the exam. But don't feel so defeated when don't feel so stressed to the point where you're shelling up and you just feel weak. No, just take a de-stress and just accept the results, and you know you're gonna do your best. And even if you do have maybe a poor performance, just think about it, reflect on how you're gonna do better next time, and just accept it. Nothing you can do. It's okay. And I think it's hard maybe as a freshman to see that, but once you keep taking more tests and once you keep going through college, everyone's path is so unique. Everyone, it's just different. So just it's okay if you do bad here and there. just accept it and keep working hard and becoming the just keep becoming better, improving yourself. That's ultimately the point to take away. Finals week. So let's discuss how to survive finals week. So this is all study week. Study week is done. This is what we're talking about. Finals week. This is Monday of finals. So say you have an exam on Monday morning at 8 a.m. like I do. Well, the hard work should be done. The studying from the beginning of study week to Sunday, it's over. No more. It should be done. You put all in your hours in, and now it's time to perform. So the night before, it's really important to get good sleep and also have a good breakfast and good meals throughout the day because you don't want to go to the exam hungry, tired, and just perform horribly after you just put a lot of hours of studying in all week. Don't let that happen. Don't have a slip up. It's like if you were an NBA player and you're in the championship and you've worked so hard in the summer, you grind, you took like you took 100 shots every single day. But the day before day before a final game, you go out to the bar, you get drunk, you don't hydrate, you don't eat dinner, and you just try to show up the next day in the game. You're not going to perform. You're going to lose. You're going to do bad. So you put all this work in, let it pay off for you. The next, review the day before. This is like a little last minute cram. This is like a situation when cramming is okay. Cramming where you haven't touched material all week and the exam is tomorrow, that's a poor practice. But say you've been studying all week and you just want to write down some notes just to jog the memory, create a formula sheet, understand that, just go through, understand the concept, just go through, summarize. Um, it shouldn't be that bad. Just it should be quick. Just try to understand the concepts. That is it. If you don't know it the day before, odds are you won't know it test day. So therefore, focus on your strengths. This is really important because some students will focus and focus on something they don't understand. It might be like 1 hour before the exam, or maybe even 30 minutes. The thing is, if you don't understand it, then you're gonna be even more stressed during the exam, and you're not gonna remember it. You're not gonna know. You're not gonna understand it. Not just gonna magically come to you. Maybe it does every once in a every 20 tests, but ultimately it's more than likely you won't remember it. So the best thing to do is focus on the strengths. Tests are all about points. In order to get the points, you need to focus on your strengths and get those points that you know you can get easily. But if you start focusing on things that you don't understand, you don't focus on your strengths, focus on your weaknesses. Next thing you know, your strengths become more like weaknesses. They aren't as strong as they could have been if you just focused on your strengths. And this is more so about the day before the exam and day of the exam because some people might try to cram what they don't understand, and next thing you know, they still don't understand it the day of. So really focus on the strengths and understand just become a master of what you understand. Okay, next point. Rest after each exam. Excuse me for that. Well, for instance, I have an exam at 8 a.m. On Monday morning, and I have an exam at 10. So right after, I can't really rest after in between the exams. But after I'm done taking those two exams, I'm going to be taking a rest. I'm going to take a mental break, not really looking at my notes, not studying. I'm just going to I'm going to take a mental break for a couple of hours and just decompress because I'm going to have an exam the next morning and I need to study a little bit maybe in the afternoon or the evening. And I don't want to completely bomb out the next day. So I'm going to take that break, get my test stamina back up. And next thing you know, I'll be prepared and ready for the next exam. Okay, variables that might affect the outcome. Preparation. Like we said, we need to study all week in chunks and break it up so we can understand it and become optimal students and we can optimize our learning. So prepare. The saying goes, fortune favors the well prepared. There's another saying, I don't really remember it, but it's pretty much about the same thing where um, preparation favors the prepared and also like it's like says it rubs off whatever. Sorry, never mind. But if you're prepared, more than likely you do good. You'll do well, and by then you'll accept your result, and let's hope it's a good result. One late night. Okay, what I mean by this is, say during study week or finals week, you just have a really late night. You're studying, and then one night, next thing you know, you're tired during the exam. You're not going to perform as well. So be disciplined and stay on yourself. Say, hey, it is this time. I need to go to bed. I'll revisit it tomorrow, or I have an exam in the morning, and it's not worth to cram all night. So don't have that one late night, and do not make any easy mistakes to happen at the last minute, at the crunch time. Don't let it happen. Next thing we're gonna talk about a little bit. I'm gonna touch on it. Remaining calm during the exam. My camera cuts out the last portion, but this is really important because of all your preparation. But if you break down during the exam and you're stressed and you're worried, you start overthinking, you're probably not going to do good. So what you really need to do is take a deep breath. Take a couple of deep breaths during the exam and before the exam, and tell yourself, I prepared. I will do good. Just tell yourself that. Reaffirm yourself, and just try whatever method that works for you to calm yourself down. Do that, because we you don't want to have testing anxiety. You want to be on point and sharp, and you can't do that if you're nervous, you're shaking, if you're anxious. Just try to take that away and just realize it's only an exam. I'm going to do my best. Whatever happens, what happens, I already accepted the results. That is my approach, and I think just remaining calm is really important to avoid and decrease testing anxiety. Usually I would have a Q&A, but because this is a solo presentation recorded, I want to say congratulations everyone. Your summer is in about 2 weeks, and I really hope you enjoy your summer. And once you get some downtime after you really enjoy yourself, look into scholarships, look into internships, maybe get a summer job that goes along with your field, and start looking into the research opportunities at UNLV. These are all really things that you will need to think about as you mature as a college student, and to as you get closer to becoming to your career, and closer to graduating. So some of the things to think about. If you have any questions about any of these, I'm the person to contact. I wish you all good luck on your finals, and it was a pleasure to working with you. I'll see you guys next time. And you guys always have my email. If you have any academic questions, I'm always available, and I'm more than happy to respond.